Hi, I'm John.
And I'm Eric.
And we are proud affiliates of the You Run Podcast Network.
Head on over to yourunpodcast.com to check out all of our content, all of our affiliates' content, and so much more.
See y'all there.
You got a 3-hour drive after this quick meeting.
What meeting?
I need a roadie. The ladies are, how should I put this? A lot to handle. I could use some help.
Can we eat him?
No, you think I like cleaning up after all of you alone? Don't tell me you're the fucking guy.
Yes, sir. So, what is the gig?
Roadie work. Tour with the girls, carry their shit, and if you're lucky enough, tune a guitar once in a while. If it ain't fucking Jerry and his, bitches.
He wanted to meet the band.
If you keep eating all of our fans, who's gonna come to our shows? Jerry, some woman walking down the middle of the road covered in blood, that is a problem. No! Jerry, no!
Dude, she doesn't have a fucking tongue.
Get out of the fucking van!
I've never seen anything like this before, and I've been alive for 900 years.
It's a cult that serves one purpose, to feed the one they call Cain.
It's all good. Dead chicks, morgues. I'm rolling with it.
You're gonna get a paycheck.
Stop the threat in the South Tower!
Making noise out there in the dark.
You're all just me!
Sex too many times. Girl same.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another riveting edition of Under the Floorboards, where we laugh with the creatures that go bump of the night. I am your host, John, joined as always by my beautiful co-host, Eric. How are you this week?
Fabulous.
Me too.
Sun is out 70 degrees here in North Carolina. Oh, my goodness.
This Sunday, we will finally be out of the daylight savings trap.
Yeah.
Finally, we'll be released back into, and someday they will join you in the sun. Is like what I've been telling myself all week. Yeah. If you know, you know. But also very exciting this week because we have been waiting for this movie for quite some time.
And how?
So, welcome to the pre-screener episode of Devour, formerly known as the Virginia Bitches, which I gotta tell you, I really liked that title.
I know.
I kind of miss it. But let's
seeing the movie though, I get it.
Yeah, I do think Devour definitely encapsulates a lot of of what happens.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's start off with a little bit of like the basics of the story, right?
I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. I'm gonna put a spell on you.
I'm kidding. They are the Virginia Bitches.
We come from the land of the ice and snow, from the midnight sun where the hearts ring slow. Coming.
And that is played by Caitlin Newberry as Morgan, as you guys have probably seen her previously on the show here, which has been a lot of fun. We've got Chelsea Lesage as Joe, the redheaded badass guitar player for the band. Notably, Caitlin is pretending to play drums. I think pretending.
Caitlin's gonna fight you.
Yes.
And not even because she can't play drums. She just don't blow up her spot like that.
And I was really excited to complete this triage is the one and only Heidi from Butcher Babies,
Hell
who
yeah.
plays Kate. And holy fuck. I will say they get a new member pretty early. I'm
Mhm.
trying to remember.
Because somebody's got to play bass.
Yeah,
And anyone can play bass.
anybody can play bass. Was it Marie? Was that her name? I feel bad.
I'm not positive.
I feel bad. off the
Yeah,
top
guys,
of it.
we watched this like a week ago.
But we have this incredible cast just on the baseline, and then we have their roadie played by Gus Langley.
Mhm.
And it is just it's so much fun. Like it's so much fun. And the story takes place with all of them essentially breaking down in a remote city in Salem, Virginia, that is inhabited with all sorts of fucking monsters. Like that I think that was the biggest pull, right?
Yeah.
It's just like how many creatures of mythos are actually in this film.
I was going to talk about that's one of my favorite things because this hits a little bit like Van Helsing does, like Hugh Jackman's Van Helsing, where it's just like everybody's here. They're all here. You got to deal with all of it all at once. It's not it's a little bit of a vampire movie, it's a little bit of a, werewolf movie, it's a little bit of a zombie movie. It's got everything going for it.
It's even got a
There's
metal show.
Minotaur.
I remember because like I've been following them on Instagram for the longest time, and I remember when they started releasing some of the behind the scenes shots, which guys links are in the description below, so make sure you check those out so you can kind of find out how you can see this film. But I remember just being, is that a fucking Minotaur?
Yes, John, it is.
Also, like notably, this film probably just like while we're talking about the monsters that are in this fucking film, this probably has my favorite werewolf scene ever.
It's the coolest werewolf transformation I've ever seen.
Like it felt like the werewolf just like straight out of Skyrim.
Yeah. That's exactly what it felt like. No, you're totally right. That's what it was.
Tearing through shit.
Yeah.
And like the practical effects that went into those were fucking crazy, dude. They were crazy. Like there was some stuff that they definitely had to do digitally to set certain things up, but to see like that momentum shift into like when the fucking because they do it like straight up American Werewolf in London style, where the snout starts coming out of her mouth.
Right.
Transformation to
because it comes
feel
from within. It doesn't just like it doesn't just you don't morph the I'm a big fan of that transformation sequence because that's how it would work in my opinion, in my head, right? I love we can kind of confirm this in like the behind the scenes shots on social media or whatever, but I loved how they don't shy away from the fact that this motherfucker is like 10 feet tall, right? And it's like it's not even camera tricks, it's nothing practical or whatever. It's that is a fucking werewolf. It's not like a
and it's like 13 feet tall.
It's enormous, and the the rampage that it goes on. I'm going to use that word on purpose. I wanted it to start scaling buildings.
And honestly, it felt like it was impervious to so much shit. It was just like
everything. Yeah.
Just kidding. Fuck you.
Yeah, totally. It reminded me a little bit, the scene in particular where it starts actually going off and killing people reminded me a little bit of when Hit Girl rescues Kick-Ass at the beginning of the first movie.
Oh,
and in the background, because it's just hilarious. And it's going, na 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 na. It's just you're kind of just you're cackling the whole time because it's hilarious, it's fun or whatever. But the absurdism that they go fully like lean all the way into is on point too. It's just and another one and another one and that guy too. Yeah. Oh, that guy, he's not getting away. All that shit. It's just and then there's like a scene of it walking and it's kind of awkward and big and this thing, and it's fucking funny, dude. Like the whole movie.
Gary is fucking hilarious.
Jerry is fucking hilarious. What was the name of the character that plays the kid that they pick up that ends up being
Dylan.
the guitar tuner?
Yeah.
Because that's where you got to start. Anyone who's ever been on the road with a band.
What was it?
Don't be shy, just jam it in there. See, you're stringing a guitar, not finger banging your cousin for the first time. Relax.
Let's talk about the band a little bit. Like,
Yeah,
I
totally.
like the obviously this is actual music from an actual band, right? So you have more experience with them than I do. So do you want to talk about them for a second? Like,
So I'm not sure who actually recorded the track because, guys, there is an original track that is in this, and it's actually for the scene where they're doing the show with the vocals from Heidi, and it is fucking awesome.
So sick.
It feels like you're just at a metal show when you got dinner and a show for this one. And dude, there was just something about like how it's not that all the Virginia bitches felt the same. It's they all felt unique, but had like a very similar. They've had like over 80 years to assimilate with, with one another.
if I'm still hanging out with somebody 80 years later, I'd like to think I know a little bit about them. Yeah.
She never carries the bodies, never carries the band gear.
And Caitlin still never learned how to play drums. That's just...
She's actually going to kill us.
She could whoop her ass in Soul Calibur too. I know that's perfect.
She's actually in my attic right now.
Drop Caitlin.
Dude, if I saw one of those boots come through my fucking ceiling, I would be terrified.
No, just accept it. This is okay, cool. I'm dead.
I told her to. I was like, I don't even feel like you were acting. You just showed up and you brought your own clothes and
Did Caitlin stuff.
yeah.
They didn't even hand her a script. How would you respond to this?
She would absolutely have done everything that she did in this without the script.
Totally agree. She's the best. And if y'all don't follow Caitlin Newberry, you need to.
Yeah.
She also posts content that's, on the comedic side of things too. And she's fucking hilarious.
Just fucking hilarious, dude. But all that to say, I mean, all of those characters I really loved individually for their own vibe. Because I kind of liked that Joe's character was not like the hot dog guitar player, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like all of the intent was just on her the whole time. And she definitely like even in like really high stress situations is just kind of like, yeah, she does that.
Totally. Because as a guitarist and you're a guitarist too, you know how that personality tends to bleed into other facets.
Yeah, being a douchebag.
Yeah, it does. Slightly holier than thou. I have my own tuner. Like a floor unit? No, not like a floor unit. Like a teenage boy. We picked
Can we eat him?
Yeah. And they kind of like them and God, I'm having a hard time with the names. Dylan and what was the other guy? The driver. Jerry. Yeah. Jerry. All
boring Jerry.
If they had chosen, which they do a great job of spending a lot of time with this group of 5 people for a good portion of the movie, so you get time to establish everybody and hang out with everybody. Because I could listen to a 2-hour-long movie of them just talking and interacting in a van between cities. That would be a funny side episode too. By the way, it's just like.
For Virginia bitches too, on the road
from Cleveland to Columbus. It's
it's just straight up the drive. It's actually it's a found footage film.
Exactly.
And it's just the fucking like R cam.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm John
And I'm Eric,
and we want to highlight our friends Scott and Mark from the You Run Podcast Network.
You Run Podcast Network has done so much for us and so many other podcasters, YouTubers, and content creators who love movies, music, and shows as much as we do by offering a platform through which we can all grow, share, and interact with a massive audience.
But that's not all. The You Run podcast is also a self-contained content brand that reviews horror movies and shows too. And don't hesitate to explore their landing page via yourunpodcast.com.
You guys rock.
And I will say, like, one thing that's kind of cool about this movie is it kind of transcends time a lot between like different periods, because I think we can say that Jerry is very, very, very old. Very old.
Yeah.
But so are some of the other characters that are in this. Some of the vampires not quite as long. We're not going to get too much into the lore because that's kind of like the fun part, is like kind of the discovery aspect of a lot of the things in this. But it's really cool the way that they kind of build out some of the different times and what we get to see in the aspect of storytelling, and kind of to see like if Jerry came from like way back then, to see him as like some guttural roadie is just chef's kiss. I love seeing shit like that.
Yeah. Because that would be the really niche and easy place to fall into. You're always on the road. You don't have to worry about being followed or tracked by anybody. And if you are followed or tracked, you have a van literally full of vampire bitches that can hold it down while you're, and it works very, very well.
Well, because you would think that like on the surface level, you would think that he would have like these old English colloquialisms that he would be using, but instead
adapts.
Well, and exactly. It's like when you look past that, it's like, no, you actually like evolved with everything,
with time,
which is pretty rad.
Yeah. In order to fit into society, you have to kind of hide in plain sight.
And
that's a cool kind of vampire, long living vampire. It's not really a trope, but it is a little bit of a riff that has happened before. And I'm into that kind of shit. It's like the opposite of like Twilight, right? In many ways. But to your point, it's like, the Italian ones that are like the godfathers of all the vampires, or whatever, they never get out of their like Victorian era. And it's like, but you would though.
You would kind of have
would have to, right? Yeah.
Good morrow, my friend. What the fuck is this guy's problem?
I don't trust him.
What the fuck is a morrow?
Because I would immediately like assume you're a vampire if you spoke to me that way.
He's wearing like frills coming out of his vest and
shit.
shit.
He's a Twilight vampire.
Yeah, he's one of the Volturi?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I still hate that we had to watch that.
No, you don't.
I do.
We got a lot of views and a lot of
got a lot of content.
Yeah.
Still hated every second of it.
It's all good. What the pain of payment?
Blood.
No, but this movie's fucking fun, dude. And like I was saying, like the first third of this movie, it doesn't give you the breadcrumb trail is there, but it doesn't give you a whole lot of insight into like how big this actual world is until there's an encounter with like some people,
police officers,
the ghosts of Christmas past, if you will. And it opens up quickly, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but you become suddenly aware of like the scale of this world in which this exists, which, correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of the movies that there are multiple movies that are tied into this universe, and I think I like read that on a social media post recently from them, and it's like it's kind of like not a cinematic universe, but that's just the easy way to like connect the dots on
to say that there's going to be some layover and stuff
like that on the scale of this. So I appreciate that it gave us this, like, we're in a sandbox and we realize just how much sand it is. It's like a Rugrat sandbox where it goes on for like desert lengths. You know what I mean? It's like
but also, brother, if I had a fucking Minotaur costume made, I'm not using it one time.
No.
Devour 2, The Minotaur's Revenge.
I'm down. And I'm so down. I wanted to talk about a little bit of the okay, let me back up, because like, so the next like 2/3 of the movie, as it's building and building and building, it goes insane with plot details and scale and shit that's going down.
Definitely pay attention.
And pay attention, because it starts moving fast And again, I don't mean that in a bad way, because it's like we can't make this a 3 hour long movie,
Right.
but we got to tell this story the way that we want to tell this story. And it's like, you kind of like, I don't know about you, but I did that thing where I kind of like sank a little bit deeper into the couch and buckled in, because I was like, if we're gonna do this,
Relax the anus a little bit.
yeah, and prepare to receive it as hard as I can receive it.
Because I'll be the first to say, like, I think the beginning of this movie starts just pedal to the metal,
Yeah.
100% gas.
And if that had been all that we gotten, you and I can speak for you on this, would have been totally satisfied with that's just what the movie is. It's strictly about this band and their journey or whatever. And it's like,
and somehow they are able to push that pedal harder and
Yeah, yeah.
harder and harder.
Yeah.
And it is just 1000% gas.
yeah,
So if you are on your phone, first of all, like a douchebag watching a movie, because there's shit happening, you will miss stuff. You will absolutely and get lost in the plot. But the nice part is, even if you weren't paying attention, there's so much crazy shit happening that you're still like, God damn, that was awesome.
yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot of self-aware like nods in this movie too. Like this may be one of those that we can't talk about, but I'm going to throw it in there anyway, and you can just, or whoever can say it's not cool to add it. But there's a line where Jerry goes, or somebody says, do you think this is too much? And they're in a fight or something, and Jerry's like, no, I think it works. And it's like, exactly. Because sometimes you just have to make a movie that's fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't you don't have to like put parameters around what you can do with your creative team or your production department or anything like that, and you can just go, and people can love it or hate it, and I think that as people are getting used to like this production style, the use of like digitally constructed scenes and things like that, I think people are going to be like, okay, this is really interesting. This is something that I can hang on to for a while and sit with me for a while. Like this movie stuck with me for a couple of days after. I couldn't stop like going back and, oh, that was really fun. That was cool. Like there's, I'm going to like, I'll circle this back eventually. ADHD and coffee are doing its thing right now. But they're one of the, one of the first, it's not unlike the movie itself. ADHD and coffee is how I'm going to describe this movie from now on. There's a slow zoom in on this club that's like this vampire head on the front of the corner of a building or whatever.
Yeah.
It was so fucking cool because it was just
Last Bite. I think
Last
that's what
Bite or
it's-
something. I think you're right. And I was just like, God damn. I literally audibly was like, that's really fucking cool. That's a really cool shot. And it's nice to see like the care to detail and stuff, like practical effects, the werewolf costume, the Minotaur, the shit like that, what we're doing with like, even on a smaller scale, just vampire on human action or whatever, it's nice to see the care to that in the practical sense, but also what you can do with like a shitload of like digital stuff on top of it too. And it's just like, oh fuck, we can make this as big as we want to make this. We're not limited anymore. Right.
Absolutely. And like on that same aspect, there is something that I've been really because I had seen some of the behind the scenes shots of it on their Instagram. And then we got to talk to Caitlin, and there is a room that is affectionately called the soup room, which I was so stoked to see.
It lived up to the name.
It was.
I was hungry.
Which it is a shame, and a big reason you guys should be supporting Digital Thunderdome. Is they actually lost their studio to a fire this year. They had a GoFundMe up. I don't know if it's still up, and I'm sure insurance is going to do some stuff for it, but like there's so much stuff that you just can't replace,
Totally.
It's sad, but at the same time, it's like nice to also like have that moment captured too, like in film. Because I just love the concept of building studios and having like crazy shit like that in there. Because I always wonder if it was like made for Devour, or if they had this room and they were like, well,
You want to put it in Devour? Yeah.
Do you want to fill it with blood?
Yeah. Because again, the world is so big and insane, you could do that even if it wasn't intended for that. Right? It kind of slides in like a nice square peg in a square hole. It's like, yeah.
Or if it's just like a random door that the dude opens, like, what the fuck?
It's like in Wayne's World where they're in the diner and he opens the door and it's like, well, who are these guys? I don't know. I've just always wanted to watch a room full of people being trained like James Bond stars or something like, it's just like, it's so out of pocket. But again, is it too much? No, it works. It's fun, But yeah, the soup room is crazy. That whole sequence is, I like, it feels weird to like, well, like on my end anyway, to like think about like, okay, what were my favorite sequences in this movie, right?
Mhm.
Because there are so many to talk about. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we're kind of handcuffed right now because this is a pre-screener episode. And this may be one that we'll revisit and go like scene by scene or get more in depth.
I could
with.
definitely
Yeah,
see
yeah.
us doing that once
Sure.
it's like out.
Yeah, for sure. Once everybody's had a good, honest couple months to check it out or whatever, we
Mhm.
may come back to it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll definitely be doing more coverage on it because I
Yeah.
mean, we've got articles coming out. We've got some surprise guests coming in the next couple weeks,
Mhm.
so stay tuned for that.
Both new and old.
Both new and old. One thing I want to talk about to some extent is if you have all of these monsters, that obviously means there has to be somebody going after the monsters too.
Mhm.
And this version of Van Helsing
Mhm.
is so fucking clean,
Mhm.
dude. Like the morally ambiguous, like fucking dog. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah. Ruthless is a word that I will use.
100%. And some of his scenes are fucking insane
Yeah.
too. It was so much fun.
I love and I don't give a fuck Van Helsing. I love it more than like the hyper Catholic Van Helsing that's constantly kissing his, crucifix and everything, got the rosary going and all that shit. I love just no, this is a grenade launcher.
Yeah.
And this is
This is a Gatling
this
gun.
isn't even holy justice. You're a vampire. And that's all there is to it. You gotta go.
Or just a person in the way.
Yeah.
Get fucked.
Right. Yeah, totally.
Get fucked, nerd.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no, what's the actor's name? Do you still have that pulled up? Because
I
I think that's worthy of a shout out too.
100%, and that is John Wells.
Yeah, great Van Helsing guy.
Fantastic Van Helsing. Because like he just like the writing was great for him. And then on top of that, like he just like had that performance so locked down. And not to say anybody else didn't. I think the performances in this film were fucking awesome.
100%. But you believe that was Van Helsing. You didn't have to buy into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially since that's like a legacy character,
Yeah,
know,
totally.
whereas
It's
like,
oh, Van got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
whereas everybody else, it was like, we're telling you who these people are. You don't get to have an opinion on who they are. Which was really fun because like and they all just fucking killed it. They
Mhm.
all fucking killed it. Per usual, Caitlin was amazing.
Mhm.
Chelsea, Gus, fucking Heidi. I didn't know Heidi could act. I'll be honest with you. I did not see that coming.
Front woman, it comes with the territory.
Yeah, well, I just figured there was like, sure, she probably has that energy, but I was like,
Yeah.
God damn, dude, like she is killing.
Yo, she can memorize lines and shit. That's crazy as a singer. That's like
You still have to act. You're out here acting like she's reading at a podium.
Nah, I'm teasing.
And then the Lord
Yeah.
said, Satan.
Yeah, she did great.
Yeah, it was just such a good time. The dude who played Dylan was such a great cuck character.
I know, because he was so funny. And you need that. I mean, the movie is filled with like comic moments, but it's still refreshing to have a comic relief character in a movie like this where there's so much crazy shit going on. It's like you kind of get this home base. You can.
He's actually our lightning rod.
Yeah. I work with the Dylan. That's not unlike this guy.
I also know this Dylan.
And-
Can
and
confirm.
And I can say that because it's true. But yeah, man.
Yeah, and the one of the last things I want to say is like, dude, the amount of fuck, like I can't wait to ask Scott what their blood budget was. Cause like let's even put filling the soup room aside.
Yeah.
But like the amount of practical effect blood that went into this, the amount of like explosions and battles and all of this shit.
Mm.
I'm very curious as to what that number looks like.
Totally. Yeah, because dude, when we rewatch it, let's try really hard to get a kill count going.
Yeah.
And just
Well, there's one scene in particular where I think I already counted 10.
I was gonna say, are we going over or under 300? Do more people die in this movie than Spartans die at the Battle of Thermopylae? So I think the answer is yes.
I think the answer is yes, because there's 2 battles in it.
Yeah, right. 100%.
Yeah, so I think Scott messaged me and said about I think end of July is when they're going to be having some theatrical releases.
Sweet.
And if you have the opportunity to watch, and it's also in the festival circuit right now.
Mm.
So be on the lookout for a festival near you to check it out. They're also showing them at like events. Like, so like, I think they just showed at Mad Monster in Concord, which is super awesome. I think more cons need to be doing that. Personally,
I agree.
Show like
it's the perfect platform to do independent movies within the genre you're conning.
But yeah, so they're going to be traveling all over the place. Make sure that you check them out. Check out all the affiliate links below. And dude, do you anything else you want to say about Devour?
I just watch it, enjoy it. Don't go in loaded. You know, have fun. It's a great flick. It's a great. We were chilling on the couch ahead of an Olympic hockey game and had a great morning. It was awesome.
I'm pretty sure this movie could heal you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, especially if you're a Team Canada fan. And I'll leave it at that.
Oh my God. Well, again, check out Devour. Go follow them on Instagram. Make sure you're checking out when you can watch it. Especially, and you know, this is the actual last thing I want to say is we are being absolutely bombarded right now with mainstream media, and they are peddling dog shit right now. Yeah. They are also telling us what we're allowed to see. So how do you fight that? How do you fight Netflix? How do you fight all of this other shit? I think it's by supporting independent film that actually does really cool shit.
What a coincidence.
What a coincidence. And just help elevate each other, especially.
Right.
And I mean, in the horror realm, that's not quite as hard because I think that's what all of us want. I still think there's some division where there's like a lot of content creators out there that are just like, oh, well, you know, I really liked Sinners and I loved Sinners. I'm not trying to shit on it, but like, all we're talking about is shit that's going to theaters that I don't give a fuck about. Like, and half
the Conjuring 17 or whatever number we're on.
You can conjure these nuts.
Yes. Please.
Oh God, my nuts are somebody conjured my nuts. I would have to put a pentagram on the ground and put 5 sacrifices to make my nuts reappear.
Well, 2 of them will be my nuts. That's cool.
But yeah, support independent film. Check out our upcoming articles and interviews with them, and let's go Devour, formerly known as the Virginia Bitches, and the Hex Girls are going to put a spell on you.
Nailed it.
Yeah. So with that, thank you guys for joining us once again at Under the Floorboards, where it creaks, it cracks, and we laugh at the creatures that go bump in the night. Good night, everybody.
Literally, my grandma can play the bass. Like, you're gonna be fine. Bitch, it's just bass.